Hello boys and girls, welcome to BenchART. I'm for Classic, and for today what I do have in here is No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle, a game developed by Grasshopper manufacturer, and it was ported over to the PC and Switch thanks to Engine Software, which made a little bit of small tweaks to the original Nintendo Wii version and made this available for these platforms. So this uses their in-house engine, pretty much the same engine as the first game. The difference is the first game was initially released in 2007 and the No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle was released in 2010. So the question is, how does it run on the GT 740M or the GT 920M? So here's your answer. So running with native resolution and using FXAA, my experience was pretty much a mixed feeling. So the game was just hovering between 60 to 30 frames per second all of the time. So it's very distracting to be playing like this, and for the most part, the game was under 60 frames per second. So my suggestion it is for you to lock your frame rate to 30 frames per second. It's quite obviously that we don't have the minimums to run this game at 60 frames per second because the requirements specify that you need to have a 750 Ti and we just have a 740M. So it's obviously much more weaker, and well, that's pretty much the explanation. So I do recommend you to lock your frame rate to 30 so that the game doesn't go up and down all the time. You can notice some inconsistencies with the frame rate, for example, when you destroy kind of a chest or something. It seems like the particles go in slow motion. I'm not really sure if this is an issue or not, but hopefully it is not. But with 30 frames per second lock, the game is fully consistent with pretty much no drops whatsoever, so it's absolutely fine to run the game with these 30 frames per second lock. Alright, so it's playable and it is good. Now the bad side about this is that this is exactly like the first game, so you don't have any graphical options aside of a launcher before entering the game. So you just have there two options, one for full screen or not full screen, and another one for the anti-aliasing, where you can select FXAA or 2 times MSAA, 4 times or 8 times. So FXAA it is recommended for weaker cards, and that's exactly what I'm using in here. FXAA, it does a good job anyway, so I think it's the logic choice if you want to play with this. If you want to play this game decently, it is for you to use FXAA, and that's about it. Now the bad side is that this game doesn't offer, just like the first game, doesn't offer a resolution option for you to choose what resolution that you want. For us, since my native resolution it is 1366 per 768, this is my native resolution, so it's the resolution that I will be playing the game. But there might be people out there which their resolution it is 1080p, and if you go play this game at 1080p with this GPU, probably it's not going to get along that well. So how the hell are you going to downgrade your resolution if your screen it is 1080p, you might ask? And the answer for that it is quite simple. What you need to do it is to change the resolution of your laptop and decrease it to, for example, 720p. If you do that, the game will run at 720p. But this is stupid because every single game offers an option for resolution. It always have been like this, so for me it's a little bit shocking to see a game that doesn't offer an option to change the resolution. In fact, the fact that I need to go to the Windows settings and change my display resolution in order for me to play the game, it doesn't make any single sense to me. This is quite bad in my opinion. It's not groundbreaking, I mean the game works and all, and I had no crashes or anything, but seriously, this is simply stupid that I need to change the resolution of my screen in order to enjoy the game at a lower resolution than 1080p, for example, if that's the case. In my case I was lucky because my screen is 768p and the game is fine at 768p with a 30 frames per second lock. But again, for people with 1080p screens, this is simply stupid what you need to do in order to play this game. So aside from performance and these lack of graphical options, I think the game it is awesome. So let's talk a little bit about it. No More Heroes 2 it is essentially just like No More Heroes 1. So it's ridiculous, it's funny, depending on what you find funny, of course. But it is a funny game, it is not to take seriously. And the objective it is pretty much the same, it is to go and beat all the fighters. Which in case of this game we have 50 fighters to beat. In case of the first one it was just, I believe, 11, I guess. And the second game we have theoretically more fighters for you to put down and to win the matches. There is still the ridiculous mini games that this game have, just like the first game. For the people that don't know, this is like Yakuza mini games that this game have to offer. And yeah, that's pretty much that. It is more of the same of the No More Heroes 1, and it offers not too much stuff new, alright? And also, there are stuff that is not available on the second game. For example, on the first game you have some sort of small open world, but you don't do anything in there aside from going from place to place to enable, for example, events or missions. So you don't really do anything in there aside of going to the places where you have the missions or the mini games or stuff like that. So because of that same reason, I think the developers reconsidered the usage of the open world, and now what we have, it is more of a Persona 4 and 5 approach. So what you have, it is a menu where you select where you want to go, and that's about it. So everything, it is much straightforward. You won't be losing time in the open world area of the game. The only thing you'll do, it is just select what you want to do. If you want to go to the mini games, if you want to go to the missions, and that's about it. So the game costs pretty much the same as the first game, so it costs 20 euros. I think it's a good price, despite the game it is old. It's a much better price than, for example, Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is also an old game, and the port it is bad. And still they are charging us $50 for the game, so $20 it is fine. It is the same price as the Yakuzas were. Each Yakuza also costed $20, so I think Grasshopper, it is doing a nice decision in here. Grasshopper are the developers, probably they don't have their say on this, but still, this is a respectable price, alright, for the game, despite how old it is. No More Heroes 3, it is not available by the time of the video. It will be released for Switch, so I'm still going to hope for a PC version later. So I think that's all that I want to talk about No More Heroes 2. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Way. Gotcha.
This must be karma. Travis touchdown.
Spare me the mystic crap. I came here to fight. Ha! Ha! Magnificent! Travis, the crowd was killed.
I see the rumors were true.
I don't know who's talking about me, but that nickname's all right.
Listen to me, Your Highness. These rankings mean nothing to me. Neither does my sect or the mob. My only true calling was to clash swords with you. That's why I joined this contest. I was starving for a worthy foe.
Then you're in luck. 'Cause I'm as worthy as it gets, and I've got a shit ton of anger to work out.
That's what I like to hear. This is it. This is what I've been praying for. I'm weary of this gilded world. Oh, glitter, no soul. Save me from sorrow, crownless king. Thy sword and thy wrath will deliver me.
You should go easy on that crazy punch. How about I just cut you a new one?
We'll both do as divinity commands.
Halle-fucking-luya.
Music! Joint! Showtime!
Bring it on! Spit attack!
Showtime! Showtime!
Blast it!
That's it! Give me more! Bless you! Give me more! Bless you! Bless you! Out of my way! You're a joke! Showtime! Out of my way! Special delivery!